Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Tila, your plant-based doctor with over 18 years of experience, and today I'm thrilled to share a recipe that's close to my heart, dal makhani. Now just to clarify, I'm not from Punjab, I'm actually Gujarati. However, I truly appreciate this iconic dish as it's a beloved favourite in many households and restaurants. Did you know this cherished dish hails from the vibrant region of Punjab, India? It literally means creamy lentils and has a fascinating history. This dish emerged from communal kitchens during the partition of India and Pakistan, born out of resilience and resourcefulness. But here's the twist. While traditional dal makhani often includes heaps of butter and cream, I'm here to show you a healthier, whole food, plant-based version that's just as creamy and comforting. Now, speaking of comfort foods, I know many of you shy away from legumes like beans and lentils, fearing the carbs or fearing the gas like my mum would, especially if you're managing diabetes. But research like a groundbreaking study published in Nature involving over 184 countries reveals that beans and lentils can actually protect you from diabetes. So let's embrace the power of legumes together. In this recipe, we'll be using black urad dal, which is higher in protein than other lentils, providing about 26 grams of protein per 100 grams. By incorporating silken tofu, we boost the protein even more, yet keep the calories lower. And if you're looking for a nut-free option, hemp seeds are a great alternative for an extra protein punch. So, are you ready to dive into a dish that's not only rich in flavour, but also incredibly nutritious? Let's get started. So I thought I'd show you a recipe using my Instapot that is no chop, something great for weeknights and is suitable for kids as well as adults. Because I'm a busy mum of two, I need to get on with my work, so this is a great recipe. Instapots are really great and take away a lot of the cooking time. Now if you don't have an Instapot, I have got instructions of doing this on the stovetop. It just means that you need to soak your lentils for much longer. These are the urad beans. If I take them out, oh, let's move that. If you see the grains here, they're little black grains, and this is the whole urad dal, and you can actually get these in a yellow version as well when they are husked, but this adds more fibre. But they just take a bit longer to cook, and that's why the Instapot helps. So what I do is I soak 1 cup of urad dal with water just until it's submerged, and I use cold water and leave it for 3 hours. Then I wash it again and remove all the water and then put it in my Instapot, and I'll talk you through how I do that. So basically I put the urad beans in the inner pot, and I put the 1 cup of urad beans in there, but also a tin of washed and rinsed kidney beans. Now if you're using the Indian brands of kidney beans, they're usually cooked actually quite well, so you don't need to do this step. But I find even the supermarket brands, they are quite hard, and I like everything to be soft and creamy. So I add the beans in now as well, but you don't have to do that. You can do that at the end if you don't like it to break apart. Then I add 4.5 cups of boiling water. Adding boiling water means that it cuts down the cooking time considerably. Then I put the lid on, and please follow the instructions on your Instapot. I don't want anyone burning themselves and then I can't take liability for this. Anyway, once I've closed the lid, I put this on for high pressure for 30 minutes and let it do its thing. The fact that I've put boiling water in it means that it gets to the boiling point much quicker, and then it will cook for 30 minutes. After that, you can actually just release the pressure and release all the water, but I just let it sit there the whole day until I'm ready to cook with them, because that means that the beans actually cook a little bit longer, so that makes them really nice and soft. And it also means that I'm not releasing the pressure of water, you don't have steam coming everywhere, and it leaves the right amount of water that I need to use. So let me show you. This is my finished product. We've got the 1 cup of urad dal, which we've cooked. You see it's a larger volume now, and we've got the kidney beans in there as well. If you've got IBS or are intolerant of beans and lentils, it might be a good idea to actually rinse this and not use the water from the pot. But I like using it because it lends a creaminess when we mash it. But you don't have to do that. You can just add some more water later on. So rinsing the beans and lentils really helps with any gut symptoms. So let's get the tadka on now. So now I've got a pan here on medium to high heat, and when it's hot, I'm gonna add the whole spices. I know it might seem a bit overwhelming to some people, the amount of spices that go in here, but if you get them ready at the start, your whole spices and your ground spices, then most curries follow this kind of formula. So I've got here 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, I've got 10 black peppercorns here, and I've got some dried red chilli. Now you can use any chilies you like. You can use fresh chilies that are chopped up. If you're cooking for kids, then you can omit this step right now and add it in later, and that's what I normally do. But these red chilies actually add a gentle heat, so I'm adding them in now, and you can add some more chili and garam masala to your taste. If I add it in, and we're just going to dry roast it for a minute. So the minute's up. I've got some frozen ginger and garlic cubes. Yours might differ in terms of pungency, so add a few if you like, and then you can always add more. But you can't take it away if you add it all in one go. Now my mom will go, not enough garlic, so this is why I'm adding extra garlic. Oop. Now mine's already defrosted because I've left it out, but you can just put the frozen cubes in here and it might defrost in here, that's fine. So because I've already added it, we're just going to saute this for about a minute. It smells so garlicky. My mum will be proud. I find it hard to please viewers, so some will be like, oh, not enough garlic, and then I fear making everything overpowering and too garlicky for other people. So let me know in the comments, would you like more garlic or not? Obviously, if you are Jane or are avoiding onion and garlic due to being on a low FODMAP diet, you can just add asafoetida or hing, just about half a teaspoon or a quarter teaspoon's worth. I'm adding that anyway because I think it lends a great flavour. But traditionally, dal makhani doesn't have onions in the tadka, which makes it super quick. Right, that's done. Now this is the bit where we add our powdered spices. We've got some turmeric, we've got some ground cumin, some ground coriander, and when you add turmeric, you want to add black pepper. Although we've got black peppercorns there, I've also added some ground pepper as well. Then I've got some Kashmiri chili powder. Add this to taste, but it adds a gentle heat. And we've got some asafoetida or hing there. So we'll add that in, and we'll just toast that for about a minute. Now you can add some boiling water if things start sticking to the pan. I don't use any oil in this, and I don't think it needs it. No one will be able to tell. Now I'm going to add a tin of chopped tomatoes. It's good to use a good quality tin of tomatoes so it takes away the sourness. And we're going to add the whole tin in there. And knowing what my mum will say, I need to rinse the contents out with some water. Otherwise she'll be like, don't waste. I'll add some water. Now you don't need exact measurements of water. You can make this to the consistency you like by adding more or less. Let's add in some tomato paste. So I'm going to put in about 1 tablespoon's worth. So we'll let that heat up on the stove for about 10 minutes, and then we'll make our creamy base while that's cooking. So I've got my trusted blender jug here. I've got some silken tofu here. I've got about 300 grams, and I'm going to add some stuff so that you don't taste the silken tofu. Trust me, no one's going to know. I've had people that don't like tofu love this recipe, and they actually think I've put butter in it. Okay, so let's put that in. Excuse me while I balls this up, and it might go everywhere. Oh wow, all in one. There we go. Then I've got some cashews here and a date that I've soaked for 10 minutes so they get soft and are easy to blend. I can't pour that in really nicely, so I'm just going to do this. So I'm just going to blend that now. So I've got the blended silken tofu here. Don't worry if you can see little streaks of the date. You won't be able to see it in this dish anyway. Now the tomatoes have had their 10 minutes. We're going to add in our lentils and kidney bean mixture. So let's put that in. So because these beans have been sitting for a while, they've soaked up all the water, but you can just add some more water to get it to the consistency you like. And you might find this if you leave the dal overnight, that it drinks up the water. Just add more. I like it thick, so I'm going to leave it thick. And we're also going to add in the silken tofu anyway, which is going to make this thinner and saucier. This is to feed about 6 people. So I've got some kasuri methi here, or dried fenugreek leaves. I've got about a teaspoon here. You don't have to add this in if you don't like. Adding it at this point is a good idea because you don't want to add it in too early, otherwise things get bitter. Then I'm going to add some dal makhani masala. I'll show you it. I use MDH brand. If you don't have dal makhani masala, use whatever garam masala you like. MDH, there's still time, okay? If you don't sponsor me, then I'm going to go to some other brand. Which other brand is there? So add garam masala to taste. I've got about 3 teaspoons here, and if we need more, I'll add more later. Now this is my little trick to stop the tofu from curdling in the pan. I add it to a bowl. Like I said, if you're nut free, then don't add the cashews. You can add some soya yogurt instead if you're avoiding nuts, or you can add hemp seeds for extra protein. So what I'll do is add some of this mixture and then mix it. So I've added this so that it cools down the temperature, and that means that hopefully it won't curdle. Don't worry if it does anyway, it will taste great. Then we add that into the final dish. We're just going to let this cook off for about 5 minutes to get rid of the raw taste, and then we can do our final garnishes. So we're going to mix that. Ooh, bit of a sauce on me. See how creamy this gets? Okay, so now for some final touches. This is cooked for about 5 minutes. I've got some lime or lemon juice here. Add this to taste. And then I'm going to add some salt to taste. You don't have to add this if you're salt free. So the longer you leave this, the better. It will get creamier and creamier, and the flavours will meld in. It's gone lovely and dark. So this is an extra step that you don't have to do, but I like to mash this up a bit so it gets creamier and creamier. But as you can see, because I've pre-cooked these lentils, it is creamy anyway. Okay, now we're ready to plate up. And there you have it, my flavourful twist on the classic dal makhani. Each serving carries just 427 calories, packs 19.1 grams of protein, the 0.1 is important, and contains only 1.7 grams of saturated fat. It's the perfect balance of nutrients and taste. Whether served with roti, naan or rice, this dish is sure to be a hit at your table. If you've enjoyed this recipe, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more plant-based goodness, and let me know in the comments what's your favourite way to enjoy lentils. And don't forget, the full printable recipe is linked in the description below. You can also check out my website where you can leave a review or comment on the recipe. Thanks for watching, everyone.